Alright, what's up y'all, LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're here to talk about the truth about 2v2 in NBA 2K22 Next Gen. Lots of twos right there, obviously, but anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you do, drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all that good stuff, and like always, try to 1,000 likes. Now, the alternative title to this video is the fact that 2v2 really doesn't take a lot of skill anymore, and it really never has, but we're also here to talk about that. As you guys can see, these guys were on a 29 game win streak on the twos. We pulled up for the first game, 90 win percent across the board for me at the big man spot, and AK was telling me the guard had like a 93, so pretty much we are the exact same win percentage, and it's straight across the board just like that. I got a 90, the big man has a 90, our guard has a 93, their guard has a 93, and you're gonna see the way that they're playing. They were gonna be doing this stuff all game, pretty much just doing fades to the mid, running across it, going off screens. You guys get the deal. And if you play 2v2s, you know how toxic this fading stuff is. Now, AK's on a build that doesn't have mid-range upgraded. He has like 70 mid and only has 3-pointers, so we are a little bit restricted in our playstyle to doing only pick and roll and actually shooting from the top of the key off quick stops, whatever the case may be. But you're going to see this right here. This is the one thing I want to talk about with 2v2. The one thing that I really do believe takes skill on this game is going to be defense. You have to be good at defense, because if you aren't, you're not getting the ball back. What you're going to see that we do in this situation is AK pushes him to the corner. He takes the corner. I'm going to guard him. Now, if he ever takes a move back to that top of the key or back to the wing, I'm going to pass him off. Just drop back, boom, because the big man's probably rolling. So if he does take a move back to that wing, as you're going to see exactly what we do, I back off him, AK goes for this double team or for the blitz off this side, and he goes for the bump when he drives back to him, and just like that, loses the ball, goes for the reach in, we get the ball back. Now, proceed to watch me score 2 points the whole rest of the game as AK just lights them up from 3. This is what I want to talk about with the no skill 2v2 stuff, right? Because not everybody can do what AK is doing here. Shots top 5, by the way, if anybody hasn't caught on to that, but I just call him AK. So here's where the title of the video comes full circle: the truth about 2v2 and how it really just doesn't take a lot of skill. The less people that are on the court, the harder it is to play defense. On threes, it's a lot easier to do. You can give up slips, you can have help defenders off the corner for pick and roll. For Pro-Am, you have 5 defenders on the court, so it's a lot easier to play defense. You can give certain things up or put a lot more focus on the point guards, because then you can play 3-on-4s aside from the PG. If you double team the point guard on twos, you're giving up free, easy slips to the paint where it's make it, take it as well, and you have 0 shot. Like him stepping out right there, it gives up, yes, an opportunity of him missing, or maybe the rebound goes super long, but either way, the big man stepping out, the guard is not rebounding with me. He's not going to defend me down low either. So it's just a lost possession. And we'll come back to that whole conversation about twos versus threes and all types of stuff like that. I wanted to detour from that to just show you this possession right here. Don't get me wrong, I think AK is a very good point guard. This wasn't exactly his best game anyway, and the guard was playing pretty solid defense right there. I mean, you can see right here, we're just going to break down all the opportunities he had at a bump. So he played back to this side as he moves right back toward him. Now he's playing toward the corner. You can see he's there again. Now he plays away from the corner. Again, he's there. The last thing that he needs to be doing right there, though, I just will be completely honest with you guys. I understand. I come from the mindset and the mind frame of someone who back in 2K20 did play defense like this. I wanted to just predict where the guard was going to go and just stand there, and it did give you bump steals back in the day. Now you have to press X when doing things like this and place your body in the right spot for these reach-ins. You can see he doesn't go for that reach right there, and that's the only reason he doesn't get that steal. On top of that too, the guard might not have that great of defense, to be completely honest with you, in terms of his build, not his stick skill, but in terms of his build, there's a lot of these guards out there who upgraded finishing rather than maxing out their perimeter D or steal ratings, so it is possible, but either way, you do need to be going for those bumps right there in terms of actually pressing X. Another thing I was telling my boy Shots right here, I call him AK just so everybody's clear on that, but anyway, when he goes to this corner, what I was trying to have him do is stay here so that the big man is stuck on him. If he like stays here, the big man is stuck and this guard cannot come back to that corner, and it's pretty much just going to be me on the guard and there's nothing he can do about it. However, when he moves back to the top right here, it does send that double team from the guard. Don't be wrong, he did jump right here and he's out of the play, but this is still a thing where when you move back up to the top, that means the guard is going to be moving up back to you. Now, he defends that well. Again, 7% contest. There's only so much defense you really can play on twos, and on 3v3, that means that shot right there just means a contested 2-point shot. It is what it is. You don't even care about that. But for 2v2, this court is so whack. It's so bad. Right there, the exact same thing, and we get bailed out once again. Shooting foul. Now, don't be wrong, this stuff doesn't happen every single play that you do get bailed out like this, but it can add up to the frustrations and stuff like that, where every possession truly does matter. Every defensive possession matters so much in terms of you getting the ball back. If you can get one stop, it changes the game for you, but it's hard to do that. Now, once again, this is what I was talking about. Maybe he could have stayed toward the corner and then just like that. Yes, I understand from a guard's perspective, you're not getting open because the big is still on you, but this guy desperately wants to get back, and you moving back toward the other defender allows you to get back as the defensive guy right here on the big man spot. either way, he was a little bit late on the contest, but you can see 19% contest, whited it, missed it, shooting foul. So now that we have the bailouts on our end out of the way, I just want to go back to talking about the whole 2v2 versus 3s and pro-am thing. So once again, on 2s, you can't double team the guard. It's impossible. You can see he's jumping out. I would have had a wide open dunk right there, but AK is just of the mentality of like actually scoring the ball. And I understand if you're a defensive player or you're just a 2K player in general, when you watch this gameplay, it's very frustrating and very annoying to watch, where you don't really have to have IQ at all at the point guard spot. Now don't get me wrong, my boy definitely is good enough to be playing pro-am and stuff like that. We've been doing it. He's been destroying pro-am heads on the offensive end as well, making good passes, all types of stuff like that. But the thing is, you don't need to have good mentality or IQ on 2s. It's the most brain dead court in the entire game, and it's always been that way, and it always will be that way. As you can see, he's also shooting whites and just making them too. It is with sharp take on either way, and double take with the playmaker on as well. But either way, you guys see, we literally hopped on this court. They got the ball first while they're on a 30-game streak. On top of that too, the reason they're on that 30 streak as well is probably just the fact that they keep on getting the ball first, and there's so much to be said about that on 2v2. We've been court hopping all over the place left and right because I have this double XP stuff going on half the time, right? You can see it in the corner right here. I mean, I was on that 40 grind push, and it's really unfortunate and frustrating when people are just not playing the game and you have to court hop every single time, especially with a lineup like ours where our guard is a little bit smaller. You're gonna see that in the next gameplay that we have too. But either way, point being with this, you can see they got 2 offensive double takeovers. They have straight double shot take, double post take, and it's very clear to see how these guys plan to play the game if we didn't get that one bump steal. They're just gonna keep on spamming mid-range fades. The big man was also a nice little paint master where he was gonna have disgustingly overpowered takes against smaller bigs, where if I came in here with like a 6'8" or something like that at the 2, where they can really dominate the fact that people come in with double ISO lineups, which is also still dominant too. We're going to talk about that in a sense. These guys that we played in the next one really weren't the best, but double ISO is definitely just as brain dead. We're going to be completely honest with that. Double ISO is definitely just as brain dead on this game. Alright, so this second gameplay isn't the best example of double ISO. It doesn't exactly showcase how people do truly run the double ISO, how they would just go at the guard and keep on driving and kicking and stuff like that, and how you can really expose taller big speed as well. Not to mention, our lineup doesn't match up very well against double ISO, so I don't want to be one of them corny stage heads who are coming out here and talking about what other people do because it's bad for their playstyle or it's hard for them to counter, and then be talking about, it takes no skill to do what you're doing and stuff like that. That's not true. That's not fair to other players, and also we're coming into this 2v2 knowing what we're going to be expecting to play against. It's going to be a lot of people who are trying to take advantage of AK size, or taking advantage of me and my oversizedness, where they can ISO me for 3s a little bit easier. Now that's harder to do on 2s because I can play for chase downs a little bit more too. And on top of that as well, the nature of the game is a little bit different on 2s, where those shots right there, they don't mean as much as they do on 3v3. On 3s, you're 3 hunting hard because it's back and forth possessions. On this, I cannot stress how much make it take it makes this take 0 skill in terms of these fading guards who are just coming out here and just fading to the mid-range every single time, or even what we're doing right here. We don't have to play defense. Realistically, those guys did have the double offensive takeovers because they probably don't plan to play too much defense, to be honest with you. Now, that doesn't dismiss how important it is to be a good defender on 2s. At the end of the day, you will not have the ball sometimes. Like for these guys right here, they don't have the ball right now. They need to get it back. Now that doesn't dismiss the fact that they had the ball in the first possession. I get a chase down block and it's our ball just off that. But once again, that was still some lucky stuff. Right here, they're playing pretty much 2 locks. Like it's people of the same height. They're playing sides. He's still not playing good defense. Do not let me dismiss this as offense being too overpowered to guard. They're not playing good defense. It's as simple as that. But right here, you're going to see I go for the slip. This is us playing bad offense. Now, I am taller and like tall enough to actually get the ball back on that. You're going to see he's going for the steals, trying to get the ball back from me. But either way, that right there, that should not be dismissed as bad defense in that situation. That was us playing horrible offense. AK didn't hit me on the slip. Right here, I'm not patient enough to wait for the actual pass itself. So then they get the ball back. That's good defense. They were able to hawk that and play the lane. It is unfortunate though that passing lanes and inbound passes are pretty much what seems to be the only way people can get the ball back in this stuff right here. I get the block right there. He gets the O board, boom, goes back up with it. Realistically, not everything in 2K can actually take skill. There are random things that happen. This happens in basketball. Certain blocks might lead to a 3-pointer happening instead, or a certain block might end up just going out of bounds and then they still get points off of it. It's not like blocks are just a true indication of you getting the ball back and easily scoring. Right there, nice little driving kick. They pass out to the corner. They catch me lacking. I'm trying to drop down and help AK, and he's not there for the rotation quick enough, or just a miscommunication amongst us two. It really could be whatever, but either way, they're going to come out here, still once again trying to isolate the guard. It definitely is the easier way of isoing on 2s. He can still play for steals, however, which is kind of a thing that you kind of have to do at that height. But either way, you can see we were trying to pre-rotate a little bit. It isn't going to work like that. When they start trying to dot me coming out that corner, it's a little bit harder to make that execute proper. Right here, you can see he's trying mashing me down low, 13% contest, even though I'm 7'3". I mean, it is what it is. That's a bad take, and half the time it's going to miss, half the time it's going to go in. It's kind of just toss-up to that point. So, once again, that right there on 3v3 or Pro-Am is the next play. The next possession. It doesn't matter. Again, this right here doesn't matter. I mean, on 3s and Pro-Am, it doesn't matter if people get those contested 2s or are fading all day or anything like that. Make it take it makes 2v2 horrible. It's not a fun experience for anybody. I've found myself raging more at 2v2 than anything, and I don't be doing it very often, right? It's very rare that I be raging on 2K in the first place, but I can understand why people get so frustrated playing this 2v2 stuff. Like right here, I gotta just avoid getting hawked. Like I'm trying to get the ball in my hands, but they're just gonna be spamming me on the steals because I got 25 ball handle. It's something about my build. It's something I didn't like really do the highest. Don't even get me started on it on this part right here. So once again, I feel like I'm pretty wide open, but dude's just hawking the passing lane with his super high steal rating because he's like 6'8", 6'9". It has a steal all the way up. Boom, just like that. He jostles it loose. Guess what happens next? He's spamming X. Boom, I lose the ball. They get the ball back. So that's something about my build that's not very good. I play the passing lane, don't get it. I don't have the high steal rating that he has. So I don't get rewarded in the same way. So anyway, long story short, it's just how this stuff goes. I mean, 2v2 is just a toss-up every single possession, every single game of who wins. I really don't feel like it really indicates skill at all. Sometimes, like I was talking about too, it doesn't require a lot of defense to even win games. Like, we made one stop and we didn't have to play defense the whole rest of the game on the previous gameplay right here. Now, don't be wrong, this one was a lot of back and forth right here where you can see even more BS. My guard gets a 22% contest on a drop step that he goes up with from literally the free throw line almost, and it's just a foul. I mean, and then I'm right there for the passing lane. I don't get it. Now he's over here fumbling the ball loose. We get a passing lane right there, and we actually do get the ball back. Another thing that really is just so annoying on 2v2 is going to be this right here, inbound. Coming all the way up to the top, trying to get back to my point guard. These dudes are just spamming the life out of their X button, trying to get the ball back, because that's really the only way they can do it. Now, don't be wrong. You can do what I'm about to do right here, where I'm coming back up to the top. He's super on me like he has been all game. So I'm assuming you guys can guess what I'm going to do, because this is what anybody with a brain is going to be doing when people do that. Boom, backdoor, just like that. Now, on top of that too, you have to be very careful with this, because as we know, chase down blocks are the one really true good thing about defense in this game. So he's going to be going up with this block right here. I sit here and wait for him to actually go up. Then I just have a free take right there. So here's the thing. There's rebuttals to all that stuff. I could sit here and say how annoying inbound is. Well, maybe I need to free myself up a little bit more. I fake it right there, trying to come back up the top, but he's still hawking it because, I don't know, these dudes just have the mentality of going crazy on the inbound, I guess. But anyway, I tried to fake it and come back up to the top. AK hits the 3 even with the gather right there. Ends up just ending the game, and so be it. Now, once again, here we are the box scores. I do have 3 blocks, and, you know, I still scored something at least in that game. But am I having a lot of fun doing this? No, not really. And am I doing it just so we can win games? No. I'm literally just grinding a new build, so is he. These are our Pro-Am builds. We're trying to get them up, and I'm not trying to sit here and play my career all day. So, at the same time, I was trying to go for the level 40 grind, as well as just like getting my build up. But either way, it's not like I'm having a lot of fun playing like this. I would definitely rather be double isoing or something. Maybe that'd be more fun, but it still is overpowered, and it still is easy wins, to be completely honest with you guys, to come out here with like a 6'5" and a 6'8", or maybe even 2 6'7s and just double iso. Then you have 2 locks that are both really good. You can play size defense. A lot of like novice big men, I would say, aren't going to know when to slip and when to roll. You can still patch that up with 2 defenders sometimes, the pre-switch that I'd be talking about on pick and roll defense. There's a lot of stuff you can do with that lineup, and I do think double 6'7" is really good. You can take advantage of small guards like mine right here and just dominate him in the paint. And like I said, dominating people in the paint who are undersized is a very efficient thing to do in this situation, where on 2s, you can really just go for those easy takes and you keep on scoring one time after another, after another, after another. When you can do that on 3s, it's not as efficient. It's not really as worth to take contested 2-point shots, where on 3s, 3-pointers rule. So at the end of the day, there's a play style for everybody. If you enjoy playing 2s, let that be your thing. But I just will say, 2s is very rage-inducing. It's very frustrating. It's very annoying. It really takes no skill to do anything on here. So if you take 2v2 seriously and that's what your park record is built off of, or you pride yourself on park record in the first place, like, I'm not gonna lie, these guys right here, they're probably playing 2v2 every single game they play on this game. Me personally, I hate 2s. I've rarely ran it in this game. The only time I have is when I don't have another teammate to play with that I can hop on 3s with. I'll even just rather play 3s with complete novices than to play 2s, even with, like, you know, another really good point guard or anything like that. But as you can see, I mean, this dude's the big man right here, and he's averaging 11.7. That tells me a lot about what court they're playing on all the time. So, hey man, at the end of the day, don't let my opinion hurt you in any way. If you're someone who loves to play 2v2 and you think it does require a lot of skill, this is my opinion. This is how I feel about this stuff, and I really just feel like this court is full of just repetitive bums who do the same thing over and over again, and you're doing it for a reason. A lot of people are coming out here trying to just win. They're trying to do anything it takes to win. Me personally, I pride myself on winning in Pro-Am, where I feel like that matters more. Or for stage 3v3, that I feel like it matters more. On the Park 2s and Park 3s, I just come out here and try to have fun, or I'm grinding the new build right here that I'm talking about. 97, trying to get to 99 for Pro-Am, because that's where I'm sweating my life away. I'm trying to actually compete with like the best of the best. Where on this stuff, I mean, it's just dudes that are literally doing this every single possession, just running baseline, running away from the point guard. Oh, you want to chase me hard? All right, I'm running back to the top, and I'm just gonna green with my meter on. And if I miss, my big man's probably grabbing rebound, unless you're coming in here with a 7-3 as well. So I don't know, man. It's up to you how you feel about this. This is my opinion. I wanted to just convey this stuff about 2v2 and how I feel about it. And like I said, there was the other end of the spectrum where we are getting a stop, and it did win us the game. One stop made that game. So it is what it is. You can see this how you want. You can take whatever perspective that I talked about from here. I tried to bait the back door even. I'm trying to make them take longer. Everything involved on this in the terms of defense. Like, they're already down to 11 seconds of shot clock right here just because of everything that we just did. Then again, we get the ball back, and I don't even touch the ball other than just a free board, and then I put back. So I don't know. I'm not having fun playing like that. I just want to let everybody know that. It's not me coming out here thinking I'm good for doing anything on this court either. I just wanted to let everything be known about that, but there will probably be some hater in the comments still thinking I pride myself on 2s or something like that. So anyway, that's all for video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on the noties, all that good stuff. Like always, let's try 1,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put defense in the comments to sort of support me all the way through. I don't even want to have you guys put 2s in the comments to sort of support. But anyway, again, don't let my opinions hurt you a lot if you like to play 2s and you think it's fun. If you're having fun playing it, keep on playing it and keep on having fun playing it. But anyway, that's my opinions. Hope y'all enjoyed. And other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.